You're my teammate.
That was pretty dope.
You don't have to pass me the ball.
That was pretty dope.
You don't have to pass me the Robbie Robertson ball. My question to football fans is about, and I'm looking at all these quarterbacks, and I guess, is there a point when experience, and is there a point when experience becomes, I don't want to say a bad thing, but it becomes, if like Josh Allen's 4-4 in the postseason.
Okay.
Brock Purdy's 2-0, let's say, in the postseason. Do we hold it against Josh Allen because he hasn't won a Super Bowl, or and say, man, I know he's 4-4 in the postseason, but that's not a good stat. You know what I mean? Like, do you look at Josh Allen and Dak Prescott as having played enough playoff games to where you say they just don't get, they don't get it, or they're not going to be able to do it? Like, I guess what I'm saying is we all love Brock Purdy right now, but he doesn't have a lot of playoff games under his belt. Is that an advantage, or is that a disadvantage?
It depends on where a said quarterback is at in his career. And, like Mike McCarthy, all of a sudden it seems like he's unlocked something in Dak. But just to answer your question about Josh Allen, he has a career passer rating in 8 playoff games, 99.6. He's thrown for 2,300 yards. Get this, 17 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Now, I can't recall all 8 of those games, but when I look at those numbers, Steiny, I say more often than not, it hadn't been his reason. He ain't the reason they lost. So it's nuanced to, like Dak, and we brought it up yesterday with Evan. Dak here in San Francisco, he was awful. And again, it was at 9 or D, but it was there, and he was awful. So I guess it's dependent on where said quarterback is at in their career. And the fact that Brock Purdy, to me, my biggest test for him, I thought they could lose the Seattle game just because he would get rattled and the nerves of what he was doing and how he went undefeated. And he beat Seattle. Then he beat Dallas and was robbed of beating Philly. So I'm telling you, for me, that goes a long way to say, Steiny, I don't think this dude has butterflies. Now, I'm not saying he's perfect and going to run the table this year, but I would bet that he's not going to be overwhelmed. I would bet he still will be playing at high optimum level. I don't know how to end. Like, we're all programmed different.
No, I know. I guess what I'm saying is, okay, so you expect Purdy to be Purdy.
Yeah.
Well, how do you expect Lamar Jackson to play in the postseason?
It's another
They played essentially the same amount of games.
I do wonder if he'll feel or look like the 1-3 Lamar. I don't know. And it's the same with Dak. Like, I'm real enough to tell you they control how this trip and narrative will go, and they know about their own narrative and how they play. But again, Steiny, let's just say Brock threw in the NFC Championship game, I keep going, 350, 3 tugs, 70%. He was awesome, and they lose the game because the defense couldn't stop anybody. We know we are smart enough to come in and say they weren't the reason you lost, and we'll also say, you know what, in a losing effort, Steiny was incredible.
What if he plays poorly?
Then that will be 1, but he'll be 2 of 3 to where he was good. You know what I mean?
Well, it'll be
3. Okay,
but see, yeah. and that like if Brock Purdy doesn't play well and they lose a playoff game, like I just totally think
There's
it's unfair.
no book on him.
No, that's the book. The book is he's now 2-2 in the postseason, which is just like Jalen Hurts, and Lamar Jackson will be 3-4 at the end of I guess what I'm saying is. Oh, just mark my words. Yeah. If Brock Purdy struggles in a playoff game and they lose, choker. Can't get it done. Look how great he was in the regular season. One playoff game. He gets hurt in the big game 2 years ago and he can't play well. It's like.
But Steiny, the beauty of what you just said is you could take Brock's name out. I'm not saying
that's what I'm
right
saying.
Or wrong.
I hate the way we talk about all quarterbacks. We write off a quarterback before he's barely gotten started.
But we write off a baseball player. We do it. It's just in sports. That sentence you just said, whatever.
The quarterback's way more like a bigger profile than all those other guys, though. 888-957-9570
I
is
guess
the
I'm
number.
saying, Steiny, the nature of the beast.
But we're the beast. We can change it. We can change it. Like, I don't want to come in here like Dak Prescott. He's a bum. Yeah. He can't win the postseason. Come on. We won 2 playoff games in the postseason. That song, you're right. 510, that song was written by Springsteen. That's correct. Hence the Atlantic City / New Jersey tie. And then a lot of people have done a cover of that song. The reunion version of the band did not have Richard Manuel. I know he died in 1986. Committed suicide at 43 years old. Lee Von Hell. Yeah.
Dude, that song was out. Yeah. I could have that in the caddy.
Well, get the weight ready. Get the weight ready. Or the night they drove Old Dixie down.
Down to where?
He went down. Like they down.
Oh, okay.
Dead. Under 6 feet under.
The Sopranos. I got you.
Like yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Do you care that Al Michaels is you probably feel sorry for him.
No, what was going to be weird is who was going to get left out? Like who was he?
Blackledge.
Tarico or
Blackledge and help me, Blackledge. Who's his
like
college?
the B or C team?
They're bringing the. I know he's the analyst.
Okay,
I can't remember who Todd Blackledge works with, but that's the crew.
Man, I'd say this to your partner, and I don't believe Van Gundy and Mark Jackson were not renewed or let go because of their negativity. Their run was so great and long enough that they brought something. I don't know what went down behind the scenes, but I will tell you, Al Michaels, one of my GOATs, Steiny, he would rather be at home watching the Jefferson reruns. It seems to not be having fun. And if I were to turn on my radio and listen to sports talk and somebody sounded miserable or sounded like they didn't want to be there, how attractive is that? Like that, come on, Al. And I get it, you hate the flags, and all you care about now is the point spread. But he sounds checked out. And they told him, slow down, player. I can't believe that. We don't know if we need you. That's big.
888-957-9570 is the number. 49ers win the NFC West. 4th time in the last 5 years they're going to the playoffs. And if you look at the quarterbacks headed into the playoffs, you obviously have guys like Mahomes. Brock Purdy's played 3 playoff games, 2/3. Tua's played a playoff game. Josh Allen's played 8 playoff games. He's 4-4. Lamar Jackson, 1-3 in the postseason in terms of quarterback record for the Baltimore Ravens. Dak Prescott's 2-4. Jalen Hurts 2-2. 1-2-2. Yeah. Brock Purdy is 2-1 technically, and Jared Goff is I didn't look at. He's probably 1 or 2 and 2-3 or something like that. Is there an experience advantage or an experience disadvantage for any of those quarterbacks that I listed? Because they're all in the same group in terms of they've never won a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes has. He's quarterbacked 11 playoff games. He's 8-3.
Who would you have not Brock Purdy, not named Brock Purdy, before we get to Jennifer Lee Chanstani, who do you have more confidence in that list that you just recited? Like right now today, honestly, who would you know what, Goo? I want Allen, the way Dak's playing, Lamar, who would you pick?
I would look at it this way. Not so much as who's going to win a Super Bowl, but who?
The confidence.
You have to bet on one of those quarterbacks to win 2 playoff games. I would say Lamar Jackson. I would bet on Lamar Jackson of those quarterbacks. Well, I mean, I'd have to put Purdy there, though, actually, too.
I was saying exclude him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I would say of Tua, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy's being left out, Jared Goff, yes, I would say if I had to make a bet on any of those quarterbacks to win 2 playoff games, I would say Lamar Jackson. Right. What about you? No Purdy.
Yeah.
Because I think I would take Purdy too because he's playing on the best team, but I kind of want to isolate the quarterbacks.
And we didn't even mention his name, my bad, but Mahomes.
No, he's out.
Oh, okay.
You can't pick him.
All right, so
because he's 8-3.
Yeah, honestly.
Who's going to win 2 playoff games?
I think Buffalo.
Josh Allen.
He's there. If you look at the heartbreak hotel they've endured, and they got back, Steiny, I think he's about to show something.
Let me ask John and Evan
Okay.
that. Of the quarterbacks that I've listed who are non-Super Bowl winning
Forgot
quarterbacks.
about Flacco.
He's a Super Bowl winner, though.
Yeah.
He's out of this conversation. I think we can all agree Joe Flacco's experience in the postseason is probably good.
No doubt.
If and when they get there. Okay, here's the question. Tua, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff. Brock Purdy out of the conversation for this one. You have to bet on one of those quarterbacks to win 2 playoff games. 2.
Based purely on their skill set?
Yeah, just
Or how you feel about him now.
And the team.
Yeah.
I think the team's important because that's why I'm taking Purdy.
Lamar.
That's
I would take Lamar.
Yeah, that's why I would take.
How about John?
Like, I'm taking Purdy out because right now the 49ers are a prohibitive favorite. So
two
I think most
Lamars.
people would take Purdy, believe it or not.
Yeah, I would probably go Jalen Hurts if it wasn't in the NFC.
But they are, John.
I'm probably going to go Lamar Jackson because the AFC, I think, is a weaker division.
So we kind of that's interesting. See, to me, I find that interesting.
But he would probably have to play Kansas City, the guy that we can't pick, Mahomes. So I don't think he could get to 2 if he won 1. But anyway.
No, but what I'm saying is 3 of us look at Lamar Jackson and say, I know he hasn't had a lot of playoff success, but I think he's going to have a good playoffs. Why would we say that? I don't know.
Interesting.
Because we think he's the best quarterback of those 6, or the Baltimore's the best team.